Of all of the arts I attempt, drawing is the one I do without taking too seriously. I take my guitar playing to heart sometimes because the challenge to reward ratio hits a spot just right. But that works against me when someone wants to jam a song with a simple chord progression. My enthusiasm is not in there all the time for those. I believe every one of us has the potential to do at least one thing exceptionally well. Music might be mine, but whether that is true, I am committed to that idea. And that has kept me from polluting the free spirit of a decent doodle, only to fuck it up by drawing its hands. But it's cool, whatever. Does this drawing relay my imagination to the viewer? That's what matters for now. I'm in the stage where most of the closest people around me are either starting a family or are reaching that decade mark with them, and being around them, I've watched some of the shows that they put on for their kids. Everything from these super computer generated babies to Picasso pigs. Browsing through a few of these, what stands out is how consistent the models move. Much like modern Simpsons or Family Guy, these characters are, for lack of better terms, perfectly rendered, episode after episode. And that's pretty cool. I guess from a developer's perspective, this increases productivity, but at what cost? Is there a real difference between the original Scream and a perfectly replicated print? I'd argue that there is. It's like the difference between a real drummer and a drum machine. The original is layered with time. The painter's hand, which is complete with fortune and mistakes, are there to see if we know how to work backwards. Machines have their place, but art is incomplete without a touch of madness, I think. I can't relate to these new shows. Hell, I can't relate to most of the cartoons I grew up watching, but I can still appreciate their art style. I got on Hulu and YouTube and wherever I could find these little side previews to see what Memory Lane has to offer. I praise Rugrats for its imagination. I don't know if the creators intended him to be this cool, but Tommy is a G. The intro to the show has the camera moving through Tommy's perspective, and that's what gives it its greatest appeal. I remember my grandma's house looking much bigger than it actually is. This never clicked when I was a kid, but I understand now why Tommy's environment was always warped. Ren and Stimpy. Just look at this guy. The attention to detail, the smoothness between 1,000 faces, the strain, being at that boundary right before the head is about to explode. And every once in a while it gets ridiculously detailed. And I'm pretty sure every disgusting cartoon from the 90s took something from this. I see their style honored in Cow and Chicken, Rocko's Modern Life, and SpongeBob. This one still holds up big time. I have a lot to say about Hey Arnold, but as far as the animation is concerned, beautiful. The backgrounds, the sky, the gloomy lakes. I have a great appreciation for the pencil style they go for. I haven't seen this before or since. The world of Hey Arnold is as intricate as its music, storytelling. The characters are unique. Even within the show, they make fun of the way they look. Arnold's weird cousin always made me uncomfortable, and looking back at it now, yeah, this guy's fucked up in the head or something. I wasn't too into all real monsters, but looking back at it, I mean, look at this guy. What is this? It looks like Kirby ate a crackhead. It's fucking gold. The hairy armpits, the little gimmick for a nose. If he raises it, he'd look like Patrick's fatter, weirder looking cousin. When he needs to use a hand, he single cuffs both eyes. When he is surprised, he lets his fingers do the work. It's disgusting, ugly, nasty, and sick. This little monster has so much going for it. I really like how fat the characters were in classic Dragon Ball. It doesn't look too funny, but it makes for interesting characters. It also fills the screen, which is good for TV. There's this one where Yajirobe can't handle what he ate, and he starts doing this barrel roll, or more like a barrel twist. He just starts breakdancing like a maniac, it seems. YouTube, Yajirobe gets thick. I really want to talk about Dexter's Laboratory and Johnny Bravo, but there's something about the Cartoon Network shows that appear to have in common. Nickelodeon and Fox seem to have a pool of oddities, but Cartoon Network shows felt like they existed in the same universe. It's probably worth breaking some of them down together. The same go for superhero shows, except for X-Men. For some reason, I would either catch the end of X-Men or as soon as it came on, I had to go to school or something, and that always pissed me off. This was like the 90s version of 80s cartoons. It looked realistic, if that makes any sense. There weren't many shows that looked like G.I. Joe or Transformers anymore. I really liked the characters, especially Magneto. They were always fun and challenging to draw.